الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين والعاقبة للمتقين أما بعد. Number 1. Islamic history. Imam Nasai rahimahullah. His name was Ahmad bin Shu'aib and he was also known as Abu Abdurrahman. He was born in the town of Nasa in Khurasan in the year 215 AH. He acquired his elementary education in his hometown, but then traveled to Khurasan, Hijaz, Egypt, Iraq, Jazeera, and Sham to quench his thirst for the knowledge of Deen. He eventually settled down in Egypt, from where he spread the Deen and taught ahadith. He became so famous in the region that there was none who could equal him in the field of all the land. His famous compilation of ahadith, titled Al-Mujtaba, is commonly known as Nasai Sharif and is an abridged version of his Sunan Kubra. While he was also an expert in ahadith, Imam Nasai rahimahullah also specialized in the science of fiqh in ahadith and the classification of ahadith. This specialization is seen in his book Al-Mujtaba, in which he cites ahadith several times, each time deriving new laws from them. He was also a person always engaged in ibadah and spent all his nights this way. He left Egypt for Palestine in the year 302 AH and eventually passed away there in the year 303 AH. Number 2. Allah's power. From the skies to the earth. It is through the tremendous power of Allah that without the agency of any clouds, water descends from the skies to the earth in the form of dew. This covers the vegetation, making them moist and granting them added protection against the harsh sunlight. This supplies the moisture without the vegetation having to endure the harshness of a torrential downpour or hail. All these different forms of water descending from the skies and the alternation of the various seasons are signs of the tremendous power of Allah. Number 3. Afarad. The final advice of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The last advice that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam gave was, fear Allah with regard to your salah by performing it regularly, and your slaves by fulfilling all their rights. Abu Dawood 5156 from Hazrat Ali radiyallahu anhu. Number 4. As-Sunnah. The sleeves of a garment should reach up to the wrists. The sleeves of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam's garments reached up to his wrists. Abu Dawood 4027 from Hazrat Asma bint Yazid radiyallahu anha. Number 5. An important act and its virtue. Maintaining good family relations. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, the person who wishes that his life be extended and that his sustenance be blessed should maintain good family relations. Bukhari 5986 from Hazrat Anas radiyallahu anhu. Number 6. A sin. Performing salah for show. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that when a person performs salah to show people and performs it terribly when no one is watching him, this act is like him trying to humiliate Allah. Bayhaqi, Volume 2, page 290 from Hazrat Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu. Number 7. This world. Saving oneself from this world. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, when this world presented itself to me, I told it to go away. As it left, it said to me, while you have been saved from me, those coming after me will not be able to save themselves. Bayhaqi 10128 from Hazrat Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu. Number 8. The Akhirah. The Mu'mineen crossing the bridge of Sirat. Allah says in the Quran, on the day of Qiyamah, You will see the light of the mu'mineen and mu'minat run ahead of them, and on their right and left-hand sides, guiding them across the dark bridge of Sirat. They will be told, "Today you are given the good news of Jannah, beneath which rivers flow, where you shall live forever." That is the supreme success. Surah Hadid, verse 12. Number 9. Cures from the Quran and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Treating the effects of evil spirits. Hazrat Abu Layla radiallahu anhu reports that he was once with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam when a Bedouin came and said that his brother was suffering. "What is he suffering from?" Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam asked. The man replied that his brother was suffering from the evil effects of an evil spirit. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam asked him to bring his brother, and when he did, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam recited a few verses of the Quran and blew on the man. He was then completely cured. The verses were Surah Fatiha, the first 4 verses of Surah Baqarah, 2 verses from the middle of Surah Baqarah, wa ilahukum ilahun wahid, and Ayatul Kursi, the last 3 verses of Surah Baqarah, a verse from Surah Ali Imran, Shahid Allah, a verse from Surah A'raf, Inna Rabbakumullah, a verse from Surah Mu'minun, وَمَن يَدْعُ مَعَ اللَّهِ, a verse from Surah Jinn, 10 verses from the beginning of Surah Saffat, 3 verses from the end of Surah Hashr, Surah Ikhlas, Surah Falaq, and Surah Nas. Ibn Majah 3549. Number 10. Quranic advice. Allah says in the Quran, "Do not hide testimony when you are called to deliver it, for whoever hides it has a sinful heart. Allah knows well whatever you do." Surah Baqarah, verse 283. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.